No, I just looking forward to seeing you back.
Remember, yeah, you have to put your deed and they give you a quick
Good afternoon. How's everybody today? How many of you have never been to one of these sales before, ever in your whole life? And you are worried you're about ready to do something really stupid. I'll bet some of you do. I'm going to try to prevent that, but if you're hell-bent on doing something stupid, I can't help you. We're going to go through the rules and regulations before the sale so that everybody kind of knows what they are. This is the part that, remember, later on when you say, he didn't tell me that, this is the part where I did. So keep that in mind. We're going to go through the rules and regulations. They're printed in the book that everybody's got a copy of. We hid them on the page. This is the page that says rules and regulations right there. If I touch on something you're not clear about it, feel free to raise your hand and ask, or you can look at the book. Everything's printed there in detail. In order to bid today, you have to have a valid photo ID. You have to be able to prove who you are, or in some cases are not. You have to be registered prior to bidding. You can't just wave your hand around and bid. You have to have one of those bid cards so we know you've been through the line. Everybody's got a yellow bid card right now. That means they were here when I was giving my opening instructions. If you see somebody bidding later on with a blue one, it doesn't mean they're special or they get a discount or they're VIP. It means they got here late. Some of those people are what we call the regulars, the frequent flyers. They come to the sale every year. They've heard this spiel before. They get here late because they want to save some time. Other times, people just got here late and missed it. But some of those people may not hear a couple of the important rules. I may ask them to verify a couple things if somebody with a blue bid card actually wins something here today. But when you're bidding today, you're accepting the rules as they're printed in the book in their entirety, so please make sure that you're familiar with them. We're going over some of those rules now. Here's a question we get all the time. My brother-in-law, that's usually a very good source of information, by the way, my brother-in-law told me these people can still come in and pay the taxes and get no, they can't. That ship has sailed a while ago. This property has been through a judicial foreclosure process. It's been in front of the court. There is an order that's on file at the county building in the circuit court for each piece of property that's sold here today. All kinds of notice has been sent. Regular mail, first-class mail, tax bills, hearing notices, you name it, notices to the occupants. The property's been visited at least once by somebody that talked to whoever was there if it was occupied. If not, it was posted. There have been hearings at the treasurer's office, hearings at the courtroom. It's been published in the paper. All kinds of notice has been given. If people did not pay the taxes by April the 1st, they're gone. Their title rights to the property are void. There's an order of the circuit court on file that says so. April the 1st, 2019 was the deadline to pay, or their interest in the property is gone. We do have a judgment of the circuit court. Any interest held by deed or by land contract are void, whether they're recorded or written on the back of an Eskimo pie wrapper or whatever they are, they're history. Mortgages, construction liens, any judgments against the owner that would have affected title to this property, municipal water and sewer bills, condo, homeowner association, property owner association fees, leases, rentals, anything of that nature, IRS liens, the rights of heirs under estates, it's all gone. April the 1st, the court wiped that all away. The county treasurer has clear title to the property. That's what we're selling here today. Certain things are not affected by a tax foreclosure. Easements is one. If you buy a piece of property today, let's say that it's a 5-acre piece that's on the road and there's other 5-acre pieces behind it that don't have road frontage, but they've got an easement through what we're selling today to get to theirs. If there's a legally recorded easement on file, it's still valid. Tax foreclosure does not do away with those. It works in reverse the same way. If you're buying a piece that doesn't have road frontage, But if there's a platted road to it that's never been vacated, if there's an easement across other property, all those things are still good. If the mineral rights have either been retained by a former owner or sold to a third party in the past, they're still split off. The rule today is if the last owner had the mineral rights, you get them. If they didn't, you don't. It's that simple. We don't know which pieces do or don't. Tax foreclosure does not affect mineral rights, so we don't even bother looking at them. Generally, as a rule, if you're buying something today in one of the subdivisions, in the White Birches of Clare or in the Silver Sugar Springs, if you buy a lot there, generally speaking, they don't have the mineral rights anymore. Those have been taken many years ago. If it's a condominium, I think I saw one or two of those on the list today. Or if it's in a homeowners association or property owner association, or if it has deed restrictions of any kind, those are still valid. If it's subject to, they're going to be subject to local ordinances, including things like zoning, building codes, and in some counties, they require you, before you can sell the property, to have the well inspected, and same with the septic, and approved before they'll allow you to sell it. Not all counties require that. I'm not sure if either one of these two counties do. Some do, but it will be subject to that if that applies in the county you're buying in. Crops. I don't think we've got anything today on it that has crops on it, but if we do, if you buy a piece of property today, it's tillable acreage, you go out there after the sale and there's a bunch of corn on it, it's not your corn. Any crop that can be planted and harvested this year belongs to whoever planted it. Please keep that in mind. We are reserving as a condition of sale today the right for anybody who planted a crop on property to come and harvest it. That's a right that we are reserving as the seller. Please keep in mind that everything that you're buying today is sold as is, where is. In the present condition it's in right now, even if it's on fire. Here's a really good example where something doesn't exactly meet the test of what you see with your eye. We sold this one about a week ago up in the Upper Peninsula. It's in a little town called Segola, if you know where that is. North of Iron Mountain in Dickinson County. Little cabin out in the woods. Isn't that cute? Everybody would like a little place like that for a getaway, wouldn't you? Go up there in a little getaway. Normally, I don't have any problem getting into these to take pictures of the inside, because usually somebody's already opened the door for me. Usually the back door's been already kicked open in a lot of these places out in the woods. This one went around it 2 or 3 times, buttoned up real tight. Tried peeking in the windows, couldn't. It was like looking into a mirror. We finally got inside. We weren't really expecting to find that. Those are not ferns. But I will remind you about what I just said about crops. No, any crop planted this year, we're waiting for them to come back. Actually, they came to the sale and tried buying that back. He wanted his lights. Please make sure you know what you're buying today. Everything sold today is sold as is, where is. It's up to you to have done your investigation before you bid and make sure you know what you're buying. There's no refunds after the sale today. The sale is by quitclaim deed. Sold as is, where is. No guarantees, no warranties, no representations are made of any kind except the legal description in your book. If you look right there, it'll say legal description, and following that is going to be a measure description or a subdivision name and a lot number. That's what you're buying today. We can't guarantee the addresses in this book. We can't guarantee the photos or other descriptions. You're buying the legal description of property. We've given you some reference information to make your own representations on. That one in the picture right there, that's a really nice, we sold that one 3 years ago. That's Grand Marais. If you know where that is, up in the Upper Peninsula, that's Lake Superior right there. We had people tripping over each other to buy that one right there. That's water frontage on Lake Superior. It had one little problem. Most of that lot is underneath that water. It eroded and went offshore. Make sure you know what you're bidding on. They can have lead-based paint, asbestos, bad foundation, septic systems that don't work, dry wells, leaking roofs, nosy neighbors, property line disputes, wells that aren't on the property. We have that happen all the time. All kinds of problems can happen with these properties. Make sure you know what you're bidding on, that you've been out there and sniffed around it, and you've got a real good idea what you're buying today, because all sales are final. No refunds when you buy it. It's yours you are taking it home. This ain't Walmart. You can't bring it back. When we sell today, here's how we're going to do it. Everybody went through the line out there and registered, and you told us what you came here to bid on today. We have taken a real good look at all of the numbers. We've got a few parcels that kind of stick out in our sale book as being the ones that have a lot of interest. We're going to sell those pieces first. I think I probably have got pieces in here that have 20 bidders here for them. We're going to sell those, even if they're way at the end of the book, just to kind of keep this moving so a lot of you can get on out of here. Once we've sold the most popular pieces, then we're going to go back to the beginning of the book. I think we're going to sell Gladwin first today. We kind of like to flip these around forward and backward so that nobody is always last. So I think we're going to sell Gladwin first this time around. But we're going to sell them in the order that they're listed. We're going to skip the pieces that nobody in the room has expressed an interest in. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Sugar Springs is an example. We'll sell a few in there, but 90% of them probably aren't going to sell. We'll skip anything that nobody in the room wants to bid on. I may have online bids on some pieces that nobody in the room wants. Before we skip something, we will ask if anybody in the room is interested in it. So we're going to sell the most popular pieces first, then we're going to sell them in the order that they're listed, skipping the pieces nobody in the room is interested in. Then we're going to come back for a third pass where the people online get to pick over what's left. And if you want to hang around for that, the prices don't get any cheaper, but you can watch what is being sold if they want something opened up. We're not going to start opening up things if nobody online is interested in them. Your opportunity for that is kind of in the second round here today, but that's basically how we do it. Our goal here is to try to get as many of you through here as quickly as we can. When we open up the bidding, here's how it all works. In your book, you're going to see a number that says minimum bid. That's not some number that we just picked out of clear blue to just make something up. That's what that piece of property owes the county. That's the back taxes. That is the cost of the foreclosure process. Sometimes we've had to mow lawns or board up windows or haul some junk away. Whatever that piece of property owes the county is what that minimum bid number is. We're going to open up at either that number or a higher bid if I've already got one online. I think I remember seeing one in here that I have 20 bids on online already. If I've got competing bids online, we're going to open at that higher number, and then we increase by the numbers you see on the screen. Until the price hits $1,000, the minimum bid increase is $50, round numbers, $350, $400, $450, $500. No dollar bids, no splitting them up, no making up your own numbers. We go in these numbers. The people online have to bid in these minimums. It's only fair that you do as well. Between $1,000 and $10,000, we go up at least $100 at a time. But over $10,000, we go up at least $250 at a time. Those are the minimum bid increases. We may, in some situations, ask you to go higher. You might volunteer to go higher. If we've got something we're selling in the room and I got a whole bunch of people with cards in the air that all want to buy it for $1,000, feel free to stand up and shout out 150,000. It's called jumping the bid. It works real well usually. Sometimes if I look down, I have in front of me 84 bids that have already been placed online. I know how high they'll go for each property and how many bidders there are. I can look down here sometimes and I can see that I've got a $4,000 bid on something, and if it's $300 in the room and I know it's going to cost you $4,000 to buy it, I might encourage you to jump the bid in bigger increments than what you saw on that screen. If I'm doing so, I'm not trying to just jack your prices up. It's because I know that you're going to have to pay that much to get there anyway. We have several ways to bid. We have you guys here in the room with your bid cards. We have people that have placed bids online before the sale. I've got 84 bids already. That bidding closed at 11 o'clock. They're written down. I know what they are. We also have, right in the front of the room, on the tripod right there by the projector, a camera with a microphone built in. If people have given us an authorization on a good credit card, they can bid against you in real time online from anywhere on the planet. We sometimes have paper absentee bids from people that can't be here, but they don't trust or don't use the internet. We haven't seen one of those in a while. That technology's just kind of dying away. A reminder for the online bidders, Do not use the audio and video feed as your frame of reference for what's happening. There's usually some kind of a delay. We can't control the speed of the internet. Also, for those of you that are trying to make a regular habit of bidding live, that's the riskiest way to do it. If you want to make sure your bids get in, place them before 11 o'clock. Give us a proxy bid. That way you know it's here on my desk. Any online bidding is subject to receipt, and we do not control the speed or connectivity of the internets. If you win today, you have to pay today, and you have to pay in full today. There's no closing date. There's no down payment. There's no deposit. There's no interest rate. There's no waiting for scheduling something with you. It doesn't work that way. You're paying today. Hopefully you came prepared to pay. You read the rules. You went on the website. You got the flyer from the treasurer's office. You talked with them about how this works, and you actually brought some money. We've had people show up at the auction with not a dime on them and no idea how they were going to pay, and they bid anyway, even after I told them not to. Please don't. It's very difficult for us to handle all this if you didn't come prepared to pay today. When the sale is over, we're going to check out whoever's in line, and then we're going to look this way and we're going to look that way, and if nobody's running in from the parking lot, we're going to put the tops on the boxes and we're going home. We're not going to wait till 8 o'clock tonight for you to drive to Alberta, Canada and borrow some money from your Aunt Bertha. It doesn't work that way. You should have come prepared to pay today. If you're buying online, you'll get an email tonight, sometime right around midnight, that gives you information on how to pay for what you're buying today. If you can't pay today within about 30 minutes after the time the sale is over, you probably shouldn't be bidding. First $1,000 you give us today, if you read the rules, you know that you should be bringing a check for certified funds. It's a check from a bank or a credit union made out to you. If you don't use it, you just deposit it back into your account. If you win something, you give us that certified funds check, and that is your non-refundable deposit. $1,000 is at risk. Over and above that, we will take your personal or business check, more cashier's check, credit cards, or money orders for the difference. If your check bounces and you don't make it good, that first $1,000 that goes into the county treasurer's Christmas party fund. You don't get it back, and you don't get the property either. We do not accept cash. We just can't. We used to take cash. We had somebody lose a whole bunch of cash one time at the sale. Might have just got carried off. Somebody might have helped themselves to that lady's purse, but it disappeared. We felt really bad for her, and we felt really bad for her. But the next year, somebody came to the sale and gave us a bunch of money that they printed at home. And I felt even worse about that. Those color printers, I'll tell you what, this technology, getting tough. So we just don't even deal with it. Plus, we are required with cash to deposit within 24 hours, and we're not always near our bank, so we just can't even deal with it anymore. So if you brought cash, you're going to have to waddle down the street and find somebody that will give you a cashier's check or something for the difference. And many banks will not take cash and give you a cashier's check unless you are a customer of theirs. What are you going to pay? Here's how the math works if you win today. If you win something, this is what you're going to pay. First of all, there's going to be a final bid price that we arrive at here in the room. Three things are added to that amount. 10% is the cost of this auction, the buyer premium. In Michigan, it costs $30 to record a deed. You're not leaving here today with the deed to the property. You're leaving with a receipt. The deed has not even been created yet. You haven't even told us what names you want on it yet. You're going to be giving us $30 for the property, for the recording of the deed. We're going to create it, put the names on it you tell us to put on it, then we're going to send it to the county treasurer. They're going to sign it. They're going to walk it across the hall to the Register of Deeds. They make an image of it that they put on the permanent county record. They index it into their computer system, and then it gets mailed back to you. That's a process that takes about 6 weeks, waiting for all the checks to clear, all the administration that has to go on with that. So, the bid price, 10%, $30, and the Michigan legislature says before you get the deed, you have to pay the summer tax bill for what you're buying today. The minimum bid in your book includes all of the past due taxes on this property. It includes all the charges we are aware of right up to today, as far as things like lawn mowing or anything of that nature locally that needed to be paid. There is also a summer tax bill that just came out. For each property in the book, it's listed right at the end of the description. It says summer tax due. So when you check out today, what you're gonna pay for what you buy is the final bid price, 10%, $30, and the summer tax. So do that math in your head so you know what your budget is today in advance of us getting there. There's no sales tax, there are no other charges, no transfer tax on these sales today. If you're using a credit card, and we do take Visa, MasterCard, and Discover only, no other credit cards are taken, you can add 2.75% to the amount you put on the credit card. That's what they charge us for a fee. We pass that along to you. When it is time to check out, just go right in line. As soon as we sell something, I enter the number to this computer. You can head right for the door and get it done. If you need to leave the building for some reason, you need to go across town and get some money or do something, please let the clerks where you checked in know what your bidder number is. Give them your cell phone number. Let us know how long it's going to take for you to get back. Again, if you can't arrange something fairly quickly, you probably shouldn't be bidding at all. You should have come prepared. Many of you have already given us online the information you want listed on the deed to the property that you buy today. If you have not done so, there's a form in your book. It looks like that. It says deed information. You're going to give us the names and addresses of the people you want listed on the deed to the property you buy today. A couple of points are important here. First of all, use your full legal name, the way it appears on your other property documents, your driver's license, other important papers. Do not use nicknames on that form, or they'll be listed on the deed. It's real tough to sell a piece of property when you can't prove that your name's Bubba because it's not on your birth certificate. Use your full legal name. Also, sometimes somebody comes to the sale to buy property and they're going to put it in the names of several people. It can be business partners or relatives, or you're buying a deer camp with a bunch of your buddies and you've already got all the names and addresses you want to put on there. You don't want to put a name on that form today unless it's somebody you can contact today on the phone, because there are going to be a question or two you're going to need to ask them, and we'll get to that point in just a minute. But anyway, you'll be filling out this form before you get in line. You don't want to wait to get up there to fill it out, because that slows the line way down and nobody likes a slow poke in line. Fill that form out before you get there with the information about the deed process. If you are buying the property with other people to be listed on the deed today and you're not married to them, friends, relatives, business associates, we are required to list on the deed the form of ownership. What happens if one of the co-owners passes away? Does their right to that property go to their own heirs, or does it go automatically to the remaining living owners? You need to pick one of those options. They're listed in the book that you've got in your hands. Flip through the pages, find the section that says tenancy, and pick one of those out if there's going to be more than one name listed on the deed today, and it's somebody you're not married to. As I mentioned, you're not leaving today with the deed. This isn't like a car title where we just sign it and give it to you. It hasn't even been created yet. You haven't even given us the names yet to put on that document. You're going to leave here today with a receipt. You're going to be initialing the receipt, making a couple of statements, taking a little oath, and then you're going to sign it at the bottom. Before you go through all that, they're going to give it to you to look at. Here's what you need to do when you're in the line out there. In addition to writing your check, you're going to be looking over this document and signing it. Here's what's in it. First of all, please eyeball this thing very closely. Make sure your name is spelled correctly. It's your full legal name, the way it appears on your other legal documents. The addresses for you are correct, and the list of property is correct. That 4-digit number that you see in the left-hand column in the sale book, make sure that matches up. Make sure the amounts match what you have in your head. If it's wrong on that document, it's going to be wrong on the deed. Let's not wait for it to show up in your mailbox in a month and a half before you discover there's an error. Let's get it right the first time. Secondly, you're going to be agreeing to the terms of sale, the rules and regulations in the book, the things we're talking about now. You're agreeing to those as part of the deal today in writing. You are agreeing that nobody forced you to buy anything here today, that you did it voluntarily, and even if you haven't done it, you've had the opportunity to go out and inspect what you're looking at least from the road if it's occupied. And if it's vacant land or if it's something unoccupied, You've gone out, you've had the opportunity to go out and walk around it and peek in the windows and see what kind of trees are on it. You've had the opportunity to do that even if you haven't. We do have people that come to the sale. Happens all the time. After the sale, they'll come up to me and they'll say, "Can you tell me where this is?" Why would you do such a thing? I don't know, but it happens almost all the time. Yeah. Anyway, you've had the opportunity to inspect. You're buying voluntarily. You're not being forced. Nobody coerced you to buy something here today. You're agreeing to that. Here's another important one. We're going to be selling a whole bunch of buildings here today that are unoccupied. They're vacant. And we're selling a lot of land that has nothing on it. You are not the owner. Michigan law says this. Please follow me on this carefully. The law says this. You are not the owner of the land today. You're the buyer. This is kind of like making a deal with a real estate broker, and then later on you have the closing date. Your closing date is when the deed shows up in your mailbox. The state law, because there has been a foreclosure process here, the state law gives the treasurer the right to cancel the sale if necessary for a legal reason until delivery of the deed. It's going to be about 6 weeks. Very seldom. Probably one property. We sell in like 65 counties in the state of Michigan. Been doing it for years. We sell thousands of pieces every year. Probably one piece every third or fourth year needs to get canceled because right after the sale we discover some kind of an oops. If that happens, what you get back is what you paid today. And that can happen until the deed shows up. You're not the owner of the property until you have the deed. You're the buyer. We should tell you that you can't set foot on the property, that you can't go inside a building even if it's wide open until you have the deed. We should tell you that and get you to agree to it in writing. Even if I've been doing this a long time. There are a few regulars here that know that. We should tell you that you can't set foot on that property until you have the deed. But we know how this works. We know how humans operate. We could tell you that. We could make you agree to it in writing, and you're going to be in there by 3 o'clock this afternoon anyway. So, here's the deal. This is part also of your contract today. We are going to give you limited possession of vacant land and any unoccupied buildings today, because you're going to go there anyway. Here's the exchange. Here's the trade-off. We are allowing you access for 3 specific reasons. Security. You can enter the property if it is unoccupied. Please make sure that it is. If the utilities are on, if somebody's sitting in there watching TV, that is not unoccupied property. We generally will list in the book if it is occupied. If you have any reason to believe somebody is still there, their stuff is there, if there's fresh tire tracks in the driveway, if there's a dog inside, you are not authorized to enter the property. If it's unoccupied and it's obvious, you can go in today for purposes of securing the property. That includes changing the locks, boarding up broken openings that somebody else could get in or out through. The second reason that we are giving you occupancy today, in addition to security, is maintenance. If there's some glaring issue there, the water's still on and it's shooting through the roof, you can go in there and turn it off. And inspection. You can go in and start doing analysis of what's going on. If there's frozen plumbing, if there are things like that you want to get a handle on so you know what materials you need, go ahead and do those things. Security, maintenance, and inspection only. You are not authorized until the deed is in your hands to move in, to start making major changes, to put a new roof on it. If you disregard what I'm telling you right now, and this has happened before, if you go in there and put a brand new roof on it and your sale gets canceled before the deed is delivered, as the law permits, you bought somebody else a brand new roof. You get back what you paid today and only what you paid today. So please understand that possession rule. We know you're going to be going into these anyway today. After you buy them, you're excited, it's natural. Just remember what the boundaries are: inspection, security, and maintenance between now and the time that you get your deed. I told you earlier that if you're buying something today and you're going to be putting somebody else's name on the deed with you, you might want to make sure you can get in touch with them on the phone. Here's why. The law says that before you can buy something here today, You have to certify under oath that you do not have any other property in these two counties that has your fingerprints on it at all that has any delinquent taxes. If you do, I cannot sell to you today. You can't bid on the property. You can't write a check to pay for the property. You can't be listed on the deed to the property. You can't have anything to do with this sale, including sitting next to your brother-in-law and elbowing him so when he bids for you. You can't do anything at all remotely related to this sale today if you have any interest in any property in these two counties that has delinquent taxes. That's winter 2018 or earlier. This includes property you own in your name, property you are associated with through a DBA or a partnership name. This includes property that you hold the deed to that you have sold to somebody else on a land contract. Even if the land contract says they're supposed to pay the taxes, if you're the deed holder and the taxes are delinquent for winter 2018 or before, I can't sell to you today. If you bid and try to buy anyway, your sale will be canceled. We're going to check the list of every bidder, every buyer, everybody listed on the deeds. We're going to run those names through the database at the county, and if you've got delinquent taxes, your sale will be canceled. But it's more involved than that. The final part of your checkout process is you taking a little oath that says, I do not have any delinquent taxes in these two counties. If you misrepresent yourself out there when doing so, the person you're doing it to is a notary public. They're an official witness of the state. If you misrepresent your delinquent tax status to a notary public on a sworn statement, they have a little word for it in the Michigan law book. It's called perjury. It's just like sitting on the stand under oath and lying to the judge. The penalty in Michigan for perjury is a felony. That got a couple people's attention. If you have delinquent taxes, please do not bid here today. We don't want to get you in trouble. If you do, your sale's going to get canceled and the file's going to get turned over to the prosecuting attorney. It's what the law says we have to do. They don't want you bidding if you have a bunch of other delinquent tax property. This is a form you have to fill out when you buy something today and send it to the assessor's office where the property that you buy is located. This is the Michigan Property Transfer Affidavit. After you buy property today, I assume everybody, well, maybe you don't want to, but you probably think it'd be a good idea if you get the tax bills from now on, right? So we don't sell it again in a couple of years because they didn't get paid. This is how the city, village, or township knows who owns the property now. You have to fill this out within 45 days. Send it to the assessor of the city, village, or township where the property is located. It's a very self-explanatory form. You're buying it either from the Gladwin or Clare County Treasurer. The parcel identification number is listed in the sale book. You give them your name, your address where you want the tax bill sent from now on. You tell them how much you paid for it. You paid cash. The whole bottom half of that form has a bunch of check boxes on it. None of those apply today. You might think one or two of them do, they don't. Don't check any of them. We've looked at this form 1,000 times. Some of them look like they might, but they're not applicable. Fill out the top half, sign it at the bottom, send it to the village, township, or city assessor's office. You'll get your tax bills right on time from now on. If you don't send it, they can fine you up to $200. Title insurance. Do you have to have title insurance to buy or sell something? The answer is no. Generally speaking, here's a dirty little secret for you. If you can get title insurance, you don't need it. They're taking your money for a policy that has no risk to them at all. It's like gravy time for the insurance company. Do you have to have it? Sometimes you do. If you're going to borrow money, or if somebody else is going to buy this property from you and borrow money from a bank or a credit union, they require title insurance. There's no getting around it. If you're buying something today for your own use, it's next door to something you already own, it's a little empty lot, you're spending $400 to buy it, you don't need title insurance. Just wait till you ever go around to sell it. If it's recreational property, if you're buying something today that you plan on using as collateral, you're buying a piece of land with money you've already got. Once you've got it, you're going to do a little clearing, then you're going to mortgage it to build a house on it. At that point, you're going to need title insurance. If you're buying something today because you plan on putting a coat of paint on it and selling it for $150,000 more than you paid today, well, first of all, good luck. But second of all, you're going to have title insurance too, because there's going to be a lender involved there. Your local title insurance company may or may not be willing to write title insurance on tax foreclosed land. It's a little different deal than normal because the former owner has never actually signed off. This is a foreclosure. Some title insurance agencies will or will not issue title insurance on these. They may ask you to do a quiet title action with an attorney. They might want you to go get quick claim deeds from all of the former owners. You don't have to do those things. If your local agency either won't write a policy on it, or if they give you all kinds of hoops to jump through, you can call some other people instead. And here are a few options for you. These are listed on the website. You can look these up if you need to. First American Title Company in Detroit has an office that specializes in tax foreclosed property. That's all they do. They're experts at it. Tax Title Services in California insures the insurance company. They say, we've looked at the foreclosure process. We're happy with all the notices that were sent. We will insure your insurance company if you write these people a title insurance policy. There's a company in Grand Rapids called Sun Title, S-U-N, title.com. They are very familiar with this process. All of these companies I'm telling you about have online access to our database. They can go in there, look at the foreclosure file. They don't even have to pick up the phone. SNP Title Agency is up the road a ways in Indian River, right off I-75. They will write policies on these properties anywhere in the state of Michigan. You can skip Peninsula Title at the bottom. They're in the western upper peninsula. They don't write this far down. I told you earlier that the treasurer became the owner of these properties on April the 1st because people didn't pay. The effective date of your purchase is April the 2nd. What does that mean exactly? Well, there's a couple things here. First of all, if you hear from anybody that claims they had an interest in this property, or that they still do, or that somebody owes them money, they've done work on the property, nobody ever paid them, they think that you owe them some money, or the neighborhood association comes around for their annual fees, the last guy didn't pay his dues for the last 5 years, well, guess what? That date is the cutoff for everything. Anything before that date is gone, unless it's one of those things we mentioned like mineral rights or easements or that sort of thing. Everything before April the 2nd, homeowner association fees, condo fees, water bills, everything of that nature before that date is gone. You are assuming liability as of that date for anything new. Anything we are aware of is already included in today's minimum bid. There are probably two things that come to mind that might show up after that date. If you're buying a lot today in Sugar Springs or another place that has a homeowners association, if they come around and want to collect old fees, you do not owe them a penny for anything before that date. That's the date your liability starts for their annual fees. Usually they'll prorate them for you. Sometimes if you buy something that's on city water or city sewer, even if it's turned off, they will ask you to pay a connection fee. Usually it's very small, $8 or $10 a month. They use that money to retire their bonds. If you are involved in a property that's on city water or city sewer, your liability for those fees begins not earlier than that date. There really isn't much of anything else that's going to show up after that date. If we're aware of it, it's already included in the minimum bid. If the city's out mowing it today and we haven't gotten a bill, it's your bill. Everything that we have been billed, everything we're aware of is already included. There shouldn't be anything of any substance after that date unless it's already included in the minimum bid. If you're buying something, yes.
You talk about after that, what about mowing and cleanup after that date?
If anything has been billed that we are aware of, it's already in today's minimum bid.
When did you last check that date for that?
We would have known yesterday.
Well, I paid $300 last year on a piece of property that happened before.
If we had not received a billing or had not been made aware that something was going to happen, it's your bill.
You did or didn't.
Right. What we're saying is you would want to check with whoever it is that's involved in doing the mowing or cleanup. If it was authorized by their ordinance, we really have no control over it.
Well, you said you would check in the last couple of days.
If anything that we are aware of is included in today's minimum bid, if we're not aware of it, we can't really include it because we don't even know it's there. But the effective date is, okay. Actually, if you check with the treasurer's office people, they're going to know more specifics with it than I do. If you're buying something today and it's got city water or city sewer, here's something that we run into all the time, or I should say the buyers do. You call to get the water turned on after the sale because you want to do a little cleaning up. Even they oftentimes are aware of this rule, this law, this opinion. They might try to hoodwink you into paying somebody else's old water bill anyway, just because they don't necessarily take it off their books. Here's the situation. You call down to get the water turned on, and they say, well, the last guy that owned that property, not only did he not pay his taxes, he didn't pay his water bill for like a year. And the pipes froze last winter, and it ran and it ran and it ran. The water bill is $1,400. And if you won't pay it, we won't turn it back on. The Attorney General's office for the state of Michigan says they can't do that. Your liability for any water bill, and we would be aware of anything that was outstanding right now, your liability begins on that day and not a day before it. If there's an old water bill, it is not your bill. It does not attach to the property. It does not attach to the title. It's gone. It's wiped out by the court order, just like everything else. Michigan Attorney General Opinion 7258 says that in writing. If you're buying something today and it's got a fire hydrant on the street out front, you're going to want to write those numbers down because they may try talking you into it anyway. That ruling also says, that opinion also says that in addition to it not being your bill, they cannot refuse to turn the service on for you. If you get into that argument with them, you print that out, you take it down to the water clerk and lay it on the desk, and I'll almost guarantee that water gets turned on and they leave that bill alone. It's not your bill. Possession, we talked about it. If it's vacant land, if it's unoccupied, you get possession today for purposes of inspection, security, and maintenance only. We are selling a few pieces today that are occupied. What do you do if there's somebody in that property when you get there? Properties that are occupied, big mixed bag of kind of situations there. It could be a renter. They're generally indifferent. They know it's going to be sold. You guys have been peeking in the windows for the last 2 months. They know somebody's going to come around, not a big deal. It may be friends or relatives of the former owner. Again, not a big deal. They're probably not even paying rent. They're just staying there for free until they run out of gas on the thing. We do sell properties that are occupied by the former owner. They're generally aware of what's going on. Usually they're not real happy about the situation. There may be some even here in the room today making an effort to try to buy something back. If property is occupied by the former owner, sometimes they can be delicate situations. Any occupied property, you cannot just walk up and order them out of it. If they were there, even if they got there last night in Michigan, they are not squatters. There's no such thing. The fact that you bought it today does not mean that you can just go toss them out, unless you want to explain why you think that your brain told you that Michigan law does not apply. Any property that has somebody in it, they are considered occupants, and the legal course of action is district court eviction. You can evict them, or you can negotiate something with them. Many people call it cash for keys. You make some kind of a deal with them. They move out, you give them some money after they move, not before. They'll be at the casino having a good time on your money, and they'll still be there in 2 weeks. Give them a little bit of money, it speeds things up, and you'll generally get the property back in better condition than a forcible removal. If there is somebody in the property and you're not sure who it is, here's my other piece of advice to you. Go talk to a neighbor. Oftentimes, if you just go charging up to the door and you don't know what the situation is, you don't know if they're a renter or whether they're very unhappy, maybe unstable, maybe irrational, maybe armed. Be very careful, please. We've never had anybody hurt approaching one of these situations. We'd like to keep it that way. Find a neighbor that will know what's happening there. Somebody in that neighborhood knows who lives there, whether it's the owner or whether it's a renter, whether they're approachable, whether they're sane, whether they're rational, or whether they might be a little unhinged. Somebody in that neighborhood knows what's going on there. Find them before you just march up to that door. Every neighborhood has somebody in it who makes it their business to know everybody else's. If you don't think there's one of those where you live, I'll bet it's you. Make the first contact by telephone, maybe send them a letter. Sometimes the neighbor will have a phone number or a third party you can make as an intermediary and go through and say, hey, you know, we understand that maybe they don't have a phone. Is there some, you know, can maybe their cousin can go talk to them on your behalf and give them your number so they can call when they're ready to. You don't want to necessarily force a situation on an occupied property. What you're buying today, this is also important. We've had some scrapes over this, and we want to keep you guys out of trouble with what you're doing here today. We're selling you a piece of land. It's listed in the book in your hands where it says legal description. You're buying the piece of land and anything that is physically attached to it. Driveways, septic tanks, buildings, TV antennas, the water heater in the house. I can't sell you the Culligan Man's water softener because we don't own it. We're selling you whatever is physically attached to that property that was foreclosed with it. We are not selling you anything you find on that property that is called personal property, anything that has ever had a title to it, anything that can be rolled away, pushed away, picked up and carried off, anything that can be removed without using tools that's not attached to that property, we don't own. We can't sell it to you today. We can't even give it to you today because we don't own it. Motorcycles, boats, campers, RVs, appliances, furniture, anything in or on that property that is not physically attached to it is not a part of the deal. Most of what falls in that category is garbage. It's trash. It's junk. Just get rid of it. If you find something when you're going through the property that potentially has value, if somebody could come back and argue about it, two things apply. First, don't get rid of it without documenting what it is. Take some pictures. If somebody wants to come back and say that you destroyed their Rembrandt, make sure that you can see that on the back it says made in China. Take good pictures of what you get rid of if you think it's of value and somebody might argue about it. Second of all, same thing you did when you deal with an occupied property. Find a neighbor, find somebody that knows what the history of that property is, ask them whose stuff it is. Give them an opportunity to come and get it. Contact them. There's no rule about how long you have to give them or how you have to contact them. Just if somebody were to say, you threw away or kept or sold something that was valuable to me and they want to take you to small claims court for it, you want to be able to walk in and say, Your Honor, I made an effort. They didn't come and get their stuff. I did contact them. I gave them ample time. Here's the pictures of what was removed. You want to make sure that you look like you were a reasonable person. They are not. Don't start giving stuff away or throwing it away if it's potentially of value without documenting what it is and giving them an opportunity to come and get it. It's all going to be situational on what it is and where it is. We do not warrant the title to things like that raised redneck ranch right there. Mobile, modular, manufactured housing units, even if they are on concrete block foundations. If it has ever had a separate title, if it has ever had wheels underneath it, could be owned by somebody that did not have an interest in the land. It could be owned by a third party. A relative might have something sitting on a piece of property. It could have financing against it that did not run against the real estate. The whole bottom line to what we're doing here today is we are selling property that has been foreclosed after constitutional due process notice was given. If somebody owns a unit on a piece of property that did not have title to the land, they got no notice. There's not a court or a judge around that will let you keep something somebody else owns. If you hear from somebody after today that says they're going to come and take a mobile modular manufactured housing unit, make them show you an order from the court that gives them that right. You don't just have to let them hook up and haul it away. But if somebody holds title to this and they're not the landowner and they were never sent any notice, they probably can take it. Very seldom does it happen, but it does happen, especially with nicer, newer mobile homes. Yes?
What if the landowner owns the mobile home?
What if the landowner what?
Owns the mobile home.
If the landowner owns the mobile home, if it's been taxed with the property and they were sent notice, whether they signed for it or not is irrelevant. If we sent them notice, it was printed in the paper, it was published, it was posted on the door, somebody knocked on it, that mobile is going to stay there. Make them show you an order from the court before they're allowed to take anything. So that's the rule on those. We're almost ready to get started today. When we bid, it's just like riding a teeter-totter. We're going to open up at either the minimum bid listed in the book or a higher bid if I've already got one online, and I've got 84 bids online already. Once we open up the bidding, at one of those two numbers, we're going to come into the room and I'm going to find two bidders at a time. And we're going to go back and forth between two bidders until one of them quits. And then I'll find somebody else and we'll ride that teeter-totter till I got one person in the room. And then we come back over here to Carrie, who's bidding for the people online. Either advanced bids that were placed before 11 or live bidders watching on that camera right there. And we will keep going until we're all done. So that's how it works, two bidders at a time. If you're brand new to this, and you said at the beginning that most of you are brand new to this, here's a couple of tips to keep you out of trouble. When you leave today, don't leave that card sitting on your chair. You might own all of Sugar Springs later this afternoon. Take it with you, turn it in where you got it. Treat it like a credit card while it's in your possession. Your cell phone, please put it on silent or vibrate. If your phone rings during active bidding, it is an automatic $50,000 bid increase. If you have a baby with you, if you have grandma with you and she's a little beef, if you are sitting next to your husband and he's holding the card and he has just exceeded the authorization you gave him last night, and you feel a need to correct him, take it outside. We will notify the EMS. If you need to make a bunch of noise, please take it outside. We're trying to conduct a sale. It's real difficult when I got a bunch of little side conversations or people screaming or different things going on. If you make a mistake, we sold a piece right here in this room one time, a few years ago, out on the river. Nice piece of property. Lady won it. She was real excited. She thought she had just bought a great piece of property on the river for $6,500 bucks. It was $65,000. She had no clue till after the sale. Don't do that to me. If you make a mistake, you misunderstood the amount, or you bought the wrong piece. We've had that happen too. As soon as you realize you've made the mistake, let me know. I can still sell that piece when the other bidder's in the room. Don't wait till after the sale. If you do, we're going to expect you to pay for it. Please be considerate of everybody in the room. We will all be considerate of you. Even if there's an emotional attachment to a piece of property, we are conducting a sale today that's required by the law. We are required to have this sale by a certain date this year, and if it has not been removed from that court judgment that we talked about earlier, it's got to be sold today. This is not an option for us. When we say property is sold, it is. There's a whole bunch of people in here, some of them kind of hiding in the corner on purpose. They don't want their wife to see them on the camera right there. When we say a piece of property is sold, it is. I am not an auctioneer. I do not do the yabba dabba doo. I'm going to be pointing at the high bidder and saying what that bid price is. If I'm not pointing at you, you are not winning. I'm going to say going once. If you have interest in that property and you intend to bid on it, when I say going once, your card should be in the air. Then I'm going to say going twice. And if I haven't recognized you, it's time to start screaming at me and waving that card around. When we say it's sold, it is. Use the card, get it in the air, wave it, make noise if you need to. Don't wink at me unless you're asking me out later on. I am free on Saturday. Yes?
What happens to a property that's not sold?
Anything that isn't sold today probably isn't worth buying. It'll be,
The land bank, or is there a chance to buy it?
generally speaking, it may end up in the land banks. A lot of it would end up in an online auction that takes place in October and November, but it's going to be stuff that you don't want.
Sure.
After we're done with the most popular pieces, then we sell what you guys came for. By the time these online bidders get through this stuff, you don't want what's left. Believe me. Any other questions? I saw a hand over here a minute ago. Okay. Anybody else before we get going? Yes. We have some properties today that require a demolition. It's listed right in the book. Here's how this works. Generally speaking, the dollar figure is 25 grand. You can't buy something and then try to sweet talk your way into not knocking it down. It's required. I think I've got one that's actually got an online bid on it that's got a requirement for demo. here's how it works. If we are requiring demo, before you get the deed, you have to give us $25,000 in cash in a bank account. It's a joint account between you and the treasurer's office. You get to take draws off that at the approval of the treasurer to pay your demolition contractor. When they're paid off, you get the balance back for your pocket. If you don't ever try to get it demolished, your $25,000 is gone. They're going to use that money to knock that house down for you. If you don't cough up the $25,000, your sale gets canceled 5 days after today if you've not put that money in that account. These houses are going to come down. There ain't no way around it, so don't try to even go there. Anybody else got a question? They're listed very specific. You'll notice in the book they got paragraphs about that long. Those are the ones that are coming down. Anybody else? Okay. Then we're going to get going. We're going to have some properties that get moved up front. I'm going to tell you what they are. I'll go through that list twice. I'll give you the numbers a couple times here. Starting with Gladwin. And like I say, we got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to be skipping today. Okay, in Gladwin, we're going to move 2 up front, and they're going to be 2415, which is on Pine Road out Beaverton Way, and 2420. That's 2 parcels on Miller Road out toward Alger. So 2415 and 2420 in Gladwin. In Clare County, the ones that are going to get moved up a little bit here are going to be 1901. That's a parcel on North Clare Avenue in Harrison. And 1910, Cranberry Lake Road, older mobile with an addition. 1912, which is an older cottage on Helen Drive, Harrison Way. 1914 has a lot of interest, double wide and a pole barn. 1928 on Town Line Lake Road. So again, those numbers in Gladwin: 2415, 2420. In Clare, 1901, 1910, 1912, 1914, 1928. Then we'll go back through the book. Those are the ones that have the most interest in them. So let's start in Gladwin County with number 2415. Once we've sold a couple, you'll see exactly how this all works. I'm guessing we're going to be out of here by 2 o'clock today. Thereabouts. 2415 Pine Road, Beaverton Way. Generally good condition. Newer steel roof on this house. Some newer windows. Some personal property still here. When they were around inside, they noticed that people maybe hadn't gotten all their stuff. Remember what we told you about how to handle those situations. You'll see in the book the minimum bid is $7,800. I'm already at $16,000 with online bidding. How many people in this room will give me $17,000 for that? How many? Just 1 or 2? Then we'll do it the old-fashioned way. I've got $16,000 online. I know how high that online bid will go. You want to give me 16 and a quarter? 16 and a quarter. Anybody in the room at 16 and a half? I've got 16 and a quarter with you. I've got 16 and a half online.
Yep.
You wanna go to 17? 17. 17 and a quarter, they're going up $250 at a time online with advanced bids.
Yep.
17 and a quarter, how about 18,000? 18 and a quarter.
Yep.
19 and a quarter.
Yep.
20 and a quarter.
Yep.
20 and a half. 20,750. I've got 20,500 in the room. My advance bid is now expired. I might have somebody else in the room. I might have somebody watching that camera that wants to bid. I've got 20,500 with you. Anybody in the room at 20,750? 20,750. Now 21. You want to give me 21 and a half? What about 22 and a half? 23 and a half? 24 and a half? 25 and a half? 26. 25,750. That's as low as I can go. I got 25,500 with you. Anybody in the room at 25,750? Anybody in 25,750? 26,000. 26 and a quarter. 26,000 there. Anybody at 26,250? What about online? 26,000 going once. Going twice. 26,250. 26,500. 26,750. I've got 26,500 right here. Anybody in the room at 26,750?
Yep.
Online, now 27 and a quarter. 27,000 in the room. I need 27 and a quarter online or from anybody else. 27,000 going once. Twice. You bought it. 27,000. Ooh. And she is happy about it. Bidder number 222. My backup bidder on that one's online. Here's how the backup bidder works. You might get this phone call. She just won that for $27,000. She goes out to her car to get her checkbook, and she gets run over by a beer truck, bringing the PBR to the Doherty Hotel in Clare. If that happens, the backup bidder, in this case it's online, gets a phone call, and they get the option to be the backup bidder for $26,750. It's one bid increment below the final sale price. It is not negotiable. If you tried negotiating, it goes click. It's not negotiable. It's yes or no on the backup bidder. But you do have that option. 2415 sold for $27,000. Bidder number 222, the backup bidder is online. It's in my computer. They've already got it. You can check right out. Now let's go to 2420. This is on Miller Road, Algeray. Again, newer roof, windows, siding. They even cleaned before they left. We don't get too many like that. We get a whole lot more of them that are full of garbage and dog poo. Minimum bid in that book says $4,300. I have 9 bids online. He's already got his card up back there. I think I recognize I know him. He's a regular. He's trouble. He's hiding in the back. I'm at 11,000. Ooh, look at that. I'm at $12,250 online already. How many people in this room would give me $13,000 for that house right there?
I'll give you 20.
Here's a little game we play. Hold your card up in the air until I say a number you don't like. 13,000, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, $26,000, starting with you at 26,000. We could have gone up $100 at a time. Aren't you glad we didn't? 26,000. Anybody in the room at 26,250? Let me take a peek at my online bid. He's past that. I got 26 right there. Anybody want to give me 26 and a quarter? 26 and a quarter, 26 and a half. How about 27 and a half? 28 and a half. 29. It's only money. Come on, keep going. 29. 29 and a quarter. 29.5. 29 and a quarter here. Anybody in the room at 29,500? 29 and a quarter going once. 29.5, 29,750 now. $30,000. 30,000, 30 and a quarter, 30 and a half. 30 and a quarter with you. Anybody in the room at 30,500? 30 and a half going once. or 30,250 going twice. You bought it. 30,250, 137. 137 is the winning bidder. My backup bidder, what's your number for when his wife finds out? 403. Honey, we had money in the savings account for the boat trip this winter. You know where that went? Well, I bought a house. Good, you might be sleeping there tonight. Click. Now we're going to go to the most popular ones in Clare County. Starting out with number 1901. Clare Avenue. This is 132 feet by 330 feet. Home has some potential, but it needs some work. Looks like there's a tree or two down in the yard. Needs a little paint. You can mow this one today. 1901. A couple of bidders online have already got me to $3,900. They'll go higher. I've got at least 6 bidders in the room here for this one. If you'll give me $4,000 for that house, show me your card right now. How many do I have for that? 3. Let's do it the regular way. 4,000, 45, 5,000, 55, 6,000, 5,600. You gonna give me 6,000? 6. How about 65? 7,000, 7,500, 8,000, 8,500, 9,000, 9,500, 10,000, 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half, 10,750, 11,000, 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half, 11,750, and now 12. 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half, 12,750, now $13,000. 13 and a quarter, 13 and a half, 13,750, now 14,000. You gonna give me 14,500? What about 15? 14,750 is as low as I can go. 14,500 with the guy right here in front of the post. Anybody in the room at 14,750? 14,500, 14,750, now 15,000, 15 and a quarter. 15,000 right here going once. His arm's getting tired. 15,000 going twice. You bought it. 15,194. My backup bidder in the back of the room, what's your number? 474. On the next page, we got 3 of them almost right in a row we're going to sell, 19, 10, 12, and 14. Let's go to 1910 first. 1910 is about 3.6 acres, more or less. It's got that mobile with an addition on it there. It's kind of in rough shape, got some bad roof issues. Minimum bid, $2,500. I've already got bid online with an online bidder. It says I got about 6 people in the room here that want to give me money for this one. If you'll give me $3,000 for that, show me your card. How many of you are there? A few. Keep your card up till I say a number you don't like. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm going to start with you at 5,000. Who wants to give me 5,100? And 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 59. Now $6,000. You want to give me 6,500? 65. How about 7,000? What about 7,500? 71. 7 over here. Anybody want to give me $7,100? 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. I've got $7,400 with you. Anybody in the room at 7,500? 74 going once. 74 going twice. 75, 76, 77. $7,600 right there. 76 going once. Twice. You bought it 7,600, 467. Backup bidder in the back of the room. 474. 1912 Helen Drive, we're in Harrison Way, Older Cottage. 2 parcels included in this sale. You'll get 2 tax bills. Got a 2-car garage. Needs some work, but it's not in horrible condition. Let's see here. I've got 4 bidders online on this one and almost a dozen here in the room. Online, that minimum bid changes from $2,800 to $11,750. That's how much I've already got bid online. If you'll give me $12,000 for that one, show me your card right now. How many do I still have at $12,000? Keep your card up. 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to start way back there. 16 and a half, 17 and a half, 18 and a half, 18 and a quarter, 18,750. I got 18,500 right here. Anybody in the room at 18,750? 18,750, now 19, 19 and a half, now 20 and a half, 21 and a half, 21 and a quarter. I got you on it, $21,000. Anybody here at 21,250? $21,000 going once, twice. 21,245. Backup bidder, 194. Oh, almost had a $50,000 bid right there, but I didn't have anything open. I can add it on the next one. 1914, Yemi Drive, Harrison Way. Double wide, man, we told you about now, mobile modular manufacturer, all that kind of stuff, but they can't take that pole barn with them. We've had people try. We've had people try taking out pole barns after they lost and try moving them. It's attached. You lost it. I got 10 bids online on this one. 14 bidders here in the room came here to buy this one today. We're going to play that card game again. Minimum bid in the book says $3,900. I'm at $10,500 already online. The one on the Annie Drive. If you'll give me $11,000 for that, show me your card. Keep it up in the air. Take it down when I say a number you don't like. 11,000, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,000. I'm going to start with you at 25,000. Who wants to give me 25,500? Now, you people cheated. You didn't have your cards up a minute ago. So we're just going to start doing that. If you'll give me 25,000, put your card up in the air and just keep it there. We'll get out of here quicker this way. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and they both take them down at the same time. Works that way every single time. 35 and a half, 36, 35,750, 35,750, 36,000, 36 and a quarter. Anybody in the room at 36,250? I got 36,000. What about you, Moneybags?
Nope.
Nope. I got 36,000 right here. Who wants to give me 36,250? Who would if they had it? 36,250, 36 and a half, 36,750, 36,500 right there. Going once, going twice. 36,500, 169. My backup bidder, what's your number? 409 is the backup bidder. Now we're going down to 19 and 28. $1,928. Town Line Road. Smaller home, kind of hidden in there behind the trees. Kind of looks like that. Vinyl sided. Older roof. 2 bids online. 8 people here in the room want to buy this one. Somebody's gonna. Real soon. Minimum bid online, $2,800. I got 29 bid online. If you'll give me $3,000 for that, show me your card. Let's play that game. Keep them up this time, no cheating. 3,000, 4, 5,000, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10,000. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,000, 16. I'm going to start way in the back of the room with $16,000. Who wants to give me 16 and a half? Anybody here at 16.5? What about 16,250? Don't let him have it. He always steals. If he's bidding on it, you know it's a good deal. If I got 16,000, maybe not. He's cheap, aren't you? He's a tightwad. He comes here all the time. If he's bidding on it, it's a deal. I got 16,000 right back there. Anybody in the room at 16,250? 16,000 going once. Twice. Ooh, 16 and a quarter, 16 and a half, so close you can smell the ether. 16,750 now, 17,000. 17 and a quarter, 17 and a half. Come on. You got to leave here penniless like you do every year. 17 and a quarter, going once. 17 and a half, 17,750, 18,000. Keep going, it's just like a slot machine. You keep pulling the handle, you will win eventually. 18, I got 17,750 going once. 17,750 going twice. You bought it, 17,750, 2, 4, 5. Backup bidder, what's your number? I forgot already. I should give you a permanent one. 141. We've had a couple other people that had permanent bidder numbers. They're all broke now. I ain't lying either. Let's go back to the beginning of Gladwin, which is number 2,400. We're going to skip the ones nobody wants to bid on today. Before I skip pieces, if they're not circled in my book, I'm going to ask if anybody in the room wants them. If you don't, we go right on by. It saves a lot of time. The first page of Gladwin starts with 2,400. The book that I've got sitting in front of me, you know how many are circled on that page? 0. I'm going to go through them one at a time. I'm going to cite the number. If you want it opened up, let me know. We don't go backward once we've gone by them till the third round, and then you get to sit here and watch it on the screen, and that's mighty slow. Anybody here today to buy 2,400? 2,400. 2,401. 2,401. 2,402. 2,402. 2,403. Look how many empty chairs we got now after we sold those ones in the first round. Your competition's drifting away. 2,404. Anybody here for 2,404? 2,405. 2,406. 2,407. Okay. On the next page, there are 2. They both have the demolition requirement. Is anybody interested in either 2,408 or 2,409? Anybody feeling philanthropic today? You can buy them both and knock them both down. We'd appreciate it. Next page. We already sold 2,415. I don't have anything else on that page circled, but I'm going to ask right now. Anybody here today for 2,411? 2,412? 2,413? 2,414? 2,416? 2,417? Right there, I got a bidder for 2,417. Let's open that one up. 2,417. This is a wooded parcel on Wixom Drive, Beaverton Way. I need $1,200 for it. I've got it right back there somewhere. 2,400 or not 20, 1,200. Anybody in there want to give me 13? I got $1,200 right there. Anybody at 13? 24 going once. 24. Where do I keep coming up to 24? 1,200 going twice. You bought it. I'll charge you 24 if you want. Okay. What's the bidder number? Bidder 220. Would have been funny if his bidder number was 2424. On the next page, look at that. We got another one of those demo requirements. Anybody here for 2418? I've got a bid online for that one. You want to bid on it too? You're willing to take it down? Okay. 2418. I got a bid online. Must be a nice piece of dirt. $2,400 or 27. There's that 24 again. Jeez. I got $2,700 bid online, and he's willing to go higher. You gonna give me 2,800? 28. I got 29 online.
Yep.
3,000. 31.
Yep.
Gonna give me 35. 35. 36.
Yep.
How about 4,000? 41.
Yep.
42. 43.
Yep.
44. I got $4,300 with an online bidder. Does have the demolition requirement. You gotta pony up 25 grand, put it in a bank account with treasurer to knock that house down, or show us absolutely that you're gonna, or the sale's gonna be canceled. I got $4,300 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room gonna give me 44? 4,300 going once. 44, he's back in. 45.
Yep.
46. 47.
Yep.
48. I'm at $4,700 online. Going once. Going twice. Sold it online, $4,700. If he bails on us, we'll call you. What's the bidder number? 220. We already sold 2420. Do I have a bidder in the room for 2422? Anybody here for that? I do have online bids for 2423. We'll sell that later unless somebody wants it opened up now. Anybody in the room for 2423? We'll open that up a little bit later on. 2427 has the demolition requirements in the book. It has been waived. They're lifting it. This one, if you want to fix it up, knock yourself out. They've decided it isn't as bad as they thought it was, or something of that nature. Maybe it fell down last night. You should know what you're bidding on. Anybody here for 2427? What now? Starting with 2429, we're in Sugar Springs. A lot of these are ditches. I'm going to go through this list. We're going to probably fly through these pretty quick. Anybody here for 2429? 2430 or 2431, Sugar Springs. On the next page. The page starts with 2432 and goes to 2437. Anybody in the room interested in anything on that entire page? Any of them? Throw your hand up in the air if you want to buy any of those. On the next page, same thing. It starts at 2438, it goes to 2444. Anybody in the room interested in anything on that page? See how quick we got through that? Next page, more of the same, 2445 down to 2449. Anybody in this room interested in anything on that page? Then we're by those. Next page starts at 2450 and goes to 2458. Anybody interested in anything on that page? Any Sugar Springs buyers here today? Next page. Sugar Springs runs from 2459 to 2464. Excluding the last three, the first four on that page, anybody interested in any of those? Okie dokie. What about 2465? Do I have a bidder in the room for the one on the Indian Lake Road? Anybody here for that? 2465. I do have an online bid for 2466. We'll sell that a little bit later on. Anybody in the room want that opened up? 2466, we'll open it up. In the room, I have a bidder, and I've got one online too. 2466. It's got a pole barn, man cave, also known as a she shed. In addition to that, personal property still here. You need to contact former owner, give them the opportunity to come and get their stuff. Look at that, it's even got one of them fancy blue roofs on it. Those are high tech. Your grandpa didn't have those back in the day. $4,100 I've already got bid online. You want to give me 42? 42 in the room. 43. Anybody else here for this one? Ooh, look, I got somebody back there, 43, 44, 45. You gonna give me 5,000 for it? How about 5,500? Now 6.5. 61. 6,000 right down front. Anybody in the room at 6,100? What about you? No? 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 6,400 down front. Anybody else here at $6,500? 64 going once.
Yep.
65 online. 6,600. Now 67. 6,600 going once.
Yep.
67 online. 6,800. Now 69. 68 going once. Twice. 69. 7,000. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. $8,000. Now 8,100. 82. 83. Now you know they just discovered oil out there, right? I got 82 right over here. Anybody want to give me $8,300? 80. That's good. They found some in the driveway. The guy changes. 82 going once. 82 going twice. You bought it $8,200. What's the bidder number? 8,200. 106. My backup bidder. What's your number? 455. Darn, I keep missing them. $50,000 bids right between the parcels. Anybody here today for 2467? 2467, anybody anywhere? Next page, I do have an online bid for 2468. Anybody in the room want that opened up? We'll sell it to right over there. Let's open that. 2468, got some floor issues, older mobile home. You're fine if you're under 12 pounds, no problem at all. Got a little built-on top of it, roof over mobile home. $2,400 I've already got bid online. I need 25 from you. 28, he says. Anybody want to give me 2,900? I've got $2,800 bid in the room. That exceeds my advance online bid. Anybody at 29? I've got 28, 29 over there. Now 3,000. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and now $4,000. 41, 42, 43, 4,400, 45, 46. Don't look at him, look at me. 46, 47. They always do that. They think they're going to like stare him down and run him off. 49, 48. Yeah, he's looking back. Now 49. 4,900. I got 48 over the 49. Now $5,000. 5,051. 52. 53. I got $5,200. Anybody in the room want to give me 53? 52 going once.
Yep.
53 online. Now 54. 54. Come on, money bags. Don't make me come back there and shake it out of you. I got 53 online. 54. Now 5,500. 54 in the back of the room going once. 54 going twice.
Yep.
55 online. Now 56. He's shaking his head the wrong way. $5,500 online going once. Twice. $5,500 online. Backup bidders at 141. Is that what you got there? 141. We will be in Baldwin tomorrow and Big Rapids on Saturday if you got free time, free money. Anybody here today for 2471? 2472. 2473. Let's sell that one. 2473, I see a card in the room. South Whitney Beach Road, Beaverton Way. Vacant parcel in the Whitney Beach sub. I need $1,300 for it. I've got it right there. Anybody want to give me 14? 1,300 going once. Going twice. You bought it 1,300, 479. I've got a couple of bids online for $24.74. Anybody in the room want it opened up? If not, we'll sell it later. $24.74. Anybody? He says, yeah. 2474 Beach Street in Gladwin. It's gonna need some work. I've got online bids, a couple of them, starting me at $2,700. Gonna give you 28, 44, 45.
Yep.
You gonna give me 5,000? 51.
Yep.
What about 6,000? I'm here to sell them to you, not give them to you. 55? 55, 56.
Yep.
Now 6,000. 10 seconds of my life I'll never get back. I got $5,600 online. Who wants to give me 57? 57, 58,
Yep.
59, 6,000,
Yep.
61, 62,
Yep.
63. I got $6,200 bid online. Anybody in the room at 6,300? 62 going once. 62 going twice. Sold it online, $6,200. What's the backup bidder number? 495. Anybody today want to buy 2476 on Lakeshore Drive? Anybody here for 2476? We would gladly take your bid. Anybody here for that today? On the next page, I have nothing circled by anybody here in the room. I do have an online bid for 2482 already. Anybody here for 2478? 2478? Let's open that up. Your wife had her arm on your hand. We had one of those the other day.
Well, he wants that bar, and I said no.
Oh, you should let him have the bar.
Nobody else wanted it.
Well, he should buy it.
No.
You should give him everything he wants to keep him happy.
He's lucky.
He lets you have everything you want, doesn't he? Right? Then I think you, what do you think? Should he be allowed to have the bar?
No.
Yep.
$1,600 is what I need for 2478. I got it right there. Anybody in there want to give me 1,700? 1,600 going once, twice. 1,600, 331. I still think they'd be a great idea.
I quit drinking.
Even better.
Better.
There's nothing worse than a drunk bar owner. They'll drink up the profit if they don't give it away. What about 2479? Anybody here for that one today? 2481. It's got that demo bond requirement. You can't leave yet. We still have the bar. Anybody here for 2481? What about, I've got an online bid for 2482. Anybody in the room want me to open that one up? Back there, you bid on everything the online, and him, you too. Yeah, if somebody else has bid, it must be good. 2482 is what we're selling now. It's on Rose Street in Gladwin. It's got good bones. It just needs a little lipstick. $4,900 is where it's at with an online bidder. 5,000 back there. You're going to give me 51. 6,000. How about 6,500? Now 7. $6,600. I got 65 right back in the middle of the back of the room. 6,500. Anybody in the room want to give me 66? 65 going once.
Yep.
66 online. 67. Now 68. 67 in the back of the room going once.
Yep.
68 online. 69 and now $7,000. 69 in the room going once.
Yep.
7,000 online. 71 now 72.
Yep.
73 now 74.
Yep.
75 now 76. 75 in the room going once. 76 over here. 77, 78, 79 now $8,000. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. I've got $8,700 in the back of the room. Anybody at 88? 87 going once, twice. 8,700, 141. Backup bidder, what's that number? Flash that at me one more time there. 455. Anybody here today want to buy 2483? Over there, we'll take your money. We're not proud. Grass Lake Estates, vacant parcel on Parkwood Drive. I need $1,200. I've got it with the lady right there. Anybody in the room at 1300? 1200 going once, twice. Sold it to number 365 at the minimum bid, and they're happy about it. Not as happy as he would have been about that bar. On the last page for Gladwin County, is anybody here today to buy 2484? 2487 on Pine Street. Got somebody right there. Well, let's get it before he changes his mind. Pine Street, it's got some rough issues. It's on a seasonal road, but it is so small you can heat it with a flashlight. $2,800 I got right there. Anybody want to give me 29? $2,800 in the room. Going once, twice. 29, 3,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I've got 3,600 right there. 3,600 going once. 37, new bidder. 38, 39, 39, it's only money. I got 38 right there going once. 39, $4,000, 41, 4,041, 4,200, 43. He's looking at the boss now. He's in serious trouble. I got 42 here, and she's got the card. That's all over. 42 right here going once, twice. 4,200, it's your problem now. What's the bidder number? 4,200, 441. Backup bidder. What's the number of the backup bidder? 144. Oops, wrong one. Last one on the Gladwin County page. I do have online bids for it. We'll deal with it later unless somebody wants me to open up 2488. Somebody here for that one today. Right there they are. Let's open that up. 2488 Silverleaf Street, Gladwin. Manufactured home. Remember what we tell you about these. Generally speaking, they stick to the lot. Somebody does show up saying, this was a bank repo. It's got paperwork posted and stuff like that. I've got $7,500 already bid on this online, and I know how high they'll go. You gonna give me 8,000? I got 8,000 right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 8,500? 81.
Yep.
You gonna give me 85? 85, 86. They can go up $100 a time online.
Yep.
What about 9? 91.
Yep.
How about 95? You gonna give me 10? 10 and a half. 11 and a half. 12 and a half. 13 and a half. 14 and a half. 14,750? I got 14,500 with you. Anybody in the room at 14,750? 14,750 online.
Yep.
Now 15. 15 and a quarter online.
Yep.
15,750. Now 16,000.
Yep.
16 and a quarter. 16 and a half.
Yep.
16,750 and now 17,000. 16,750 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
17 and a quarter. 17,500.
Yep.
17,750, and now 18,000.
Yep.
18 and a quarter. 18, she's trying to take that card away from her now. 18 and a quarter. I got 18 online. 18 and a quarter. 18, boy, that's daring. 18 and a half. Oh, now she's got the card. It's mom's money. We've seen this game before. You've all seen it at your very own home. 18.5, 18,750, 19,
Yep.
19 and a quarter, 19 and a half,
Yep.
19.7. This is your inheritance, you know that, right? Because after today, you're probably going to be living there. I need 19,750, 20,000.
Yep.
20 and a quarter, 20 and a half,
Yep.
20,750, and now 21. 20,750 in the room. Going once, twice. You can argue about it later, but it's yours for now. 20,750, 409. Backup bidders online.
Can we go back to 24 to 17?
We will after, if I start jumping all over the place, I'm gonna have a problem. We will in the third round. She already spent all your money anyway, didn't she? Oh, no. Then you can't leave before you buy more. Back to the beginning of Clare County. Same thing, we're gonna skip the ones nobody wants. We will have a third round. We'll go through what's left. Some of it we have online bids on, but nobody in the room indicated they want it. And some will just sell just because people have money to burn and they just can't leave without buying something. Anybody here today to bid on number 1900? First one on the first page, it right there. She wants that one bad. She stood up for it. You know this piece of property is 16 feet wide, right? Are you into like lawn bowling or something? You know, when I was a kid, I used to be a jarts catcher. Only the people over 40 get that one. You remember jarts? Remember why they quit making and selling those? Because people kept getting like stuck in their forehead, big metal prong. I was a jarts catcher, can't tell. $1,900. I've got it bid right there. Anybody want to give me $1,000? I could have said $2,400. I got $1,000. Anybody want to give me $1,100? 1,000 going once. I don't know what the heck you're gonna do with that, but you apparently do. 1,000 going twice. It's yours. $1,000, $335. 16 feet by 1,320 feet long. Drag strip. Maybe for one car. 1901 we already sold. I do have an online bid for 1902. Do I have a bidder in the room for 1902? Anybody here for that? Right there. Let's open it up. 1902. $1,300 I've already got bid online. You gonna give me 14? 14 right there. I've got 15 online.
Yep.
16, 17,
Yep.
18, 19,
Yep.
20, 2,000, 21,
Yep.
$2,200 in the room. Anybody want to give me 23? $2,200 in the room going once, twice. 2,200, 405. Backup bidder is online. $1903, Cedar Lane, Gladwin mailing address, Clare County, location. Mobile home, 2-car garage added on. Floors are little weekend spots. I've got 9 bids online on this one. I'm already at $9,900. Who wants to give me 10 grand? I got 10,000 right there. How about 10 and a half? 11 and a half? 11 and a quarter. 11 and a quarter. 11.5, 11,750. And now 12,000. 12 and a quarter. 12,000 over here. Anybody in the room at 12 and a quarter? $12,000. I got 12 and a quarter online.
Yep.
12 and a half. 12,750.
Yep.
13,000, 13 and a quarter,
Yep.
13 and a half, 13,750,
Yep.
14,000, now 14 and a quarter,
Yep.
14,500 in the room. Anybody want to give me 14,750?
Yep. 15,250.
Ooh, 15,250 from somebody watching that camera right there. You're gonna give me 15,500? 15,500, now 15,750. 15,500 in the room.
Yep.
15,750, 16,000, now 16 and a quarter. 16,000,
Yep.
16 and a quarter, 16,500, now 16,750. 16,500, right there going once.
Yep.
16,750, 17,000, 17 and a quarter. Most people don't like it when somebody's bidding against them. She's laughing. I got 17,000 right there, 17 and a quarter. 17,000 going once. Twice.
Yep.
17 and a quarter, 17 and a half, now 17,750. 17 and a half going once. Twice.
Yep.
17,750, 18,000. She says no. I'm at 17,750 with somebody named Mike online. 17,750 online. Anybody in the room at 18,000.
Yep.
Two bidders watching that camera right there, right now. One's a regular. One's I've seen that name a couple times this year in other counties. They're going to go up $250 ahead of time till they're done. And they might be done now. I'm at $18,000 online. Anybody in there want to give me 18,250? 18,000 going once. Twice. Sold it online for 18,000. My backup bidder is also online. I'll take your number too. 454. $19.04. I have a bidder in the room for that one, right? I know I've got some bids online. It says one person in the room signed up for it. There we go. Let's open that up. 1904, Little George Lake Road. Somebody's happening to like passing the happy gas around in the back part of the room. I think the bar's open. Maybe that's it. 1904, Little George Lake Road. Needs help with a bulldozer. $2,700 I've got bid online. Who wants to give me 28? Anybody here want to give me $2,800 for it right there? $2,900 online.
Yep.
3,000. 31.
Yep.
32. 33.
Yep.
34. 35.
Yep.
36. I've got $3,600 with you. Anybody in the room at 37? 36 going once. Twice. You bought it. 3,600. What's the bidder number? 3,600, 144. The backup bidder is online. $19.05, same area. In fact, it's just on the other side of the street from the one we just sold. Occupied as last we knew. Remember what we told you about occupieds? 1905, I've got a $3,300 bid online already. Who wants to give me 34? 34 over there. 35. You want to give me 4,000? What about 4,500? 5,500. How about 6? Anybody in the room want to give me 6? Get on that teeter-totter ride. 6 back there. What about 65? Now 7. 75. 8. 85. 9. 95. $10,000. 10 and a quarter. 10 and a half. 10,750. I've got you on at 10,750. Anybody in the room at $11,000? 10,750 right there going once. 10,750 going twice. 10,750. 259. It was 259, correct? My backup bidder, is that 141 was the backup? 141 is my backup bidder. Anybody here today to buy 1906? 1906, anybody anywhere? 1908, I've got a couple of online bids and somebody right there wants it too. 1908 in the Greenwood Forest on Beatrice Road, corner parcel. I've got 1,700 bid online. You want to give me 18? 18 in the room. 19.
Yep.
$2,000. 21.
Yep.
22. 23.
Yep.
24. 25.
Yep.
26. 27.
Yep.
28. 2,900. Quiet. I got 28 with you. Anybody in the room at 29? I got 2,800 with the gentleman right there.
Yep. 31 online.
$3,100 from the live bidder watching the camera. 32, he's all done. He's so done, he's leaving. $3,100 online. Anybody in the room at 32? $3,100 online going once. 32, now 33. 32 in the room. $3,200 right there going once. 32 going twice. $3,200. You know, I'm good, but you're going to have to turn that card around for me to see the number.
Oh,
3,200,
I
159.
thought it was on both sides.
Backup bidder is online. On the next page, we already sold a bunch of them, but we're going to try to sell what's left. 1909 has some bidders here for it. This is 4.5 acres, more or less, number 1909. There's a double wide on it and a pole barn. Needs a mowing. Title to the car not included. Does have some roof issues, some soft spots in the floor. 1909, $4,300 minimum bid. I'm at $7,100 already online with the online bidders. If you'll give me $8,000 for that one, show me your card and just keep it up in the air. 8,000, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000. 21, starting 21 with you over there. Who wants to give me 21.25? Anybody anywhere? $21,000 right there going once. Going twice. 21,292. Backup bidder is 141. We already sold 1910. My book tells me somebody in the room wants 1911. Where are they? 1911. Do we have a bidder here for that? Otherwise, we'll skip it. They might have spent their money already. Anybody for 1911? We already sold 1912. We already sold 1914. Anybody here for 1916? Out Cranberry Lakeway. What about 1917? Let's sell 1917. $1917 on Judy Drive. Wooded parcel right next to the one he already owns. He might as well have this one too, right? I got $950 bid right there. Anybody want to give me a $1,000 bill for it? $950 going once. Twice. You bought it. $181 at the minimum bid. Says I have a bidder for 1918. Where's that person at? Somebody here for 1918? They wanted it circled.
Not sure.
You're not sure if they're here or not sure if you want it?
Not sure.
Oh. Well, good thing you fessed up because I was going to call your mom.
What about a wife?
But that's, no, I wouldn't do that to you. What about 1919? Anybody right over there? Let's open that one up. 1919. Jeffrey Road. Vacant parcel just outside of Harrison. $950. I've got it bid right there. Anybody want to give me a $1,000 bill for that one? $950 over here going once. $950 going twice. It belongs to number 485 from now on. On the next page, I have a couple of bids for 1920, but it's not circled in my book. Anybody in the room want me to open up 1920? If not, we'll deal with them later. What about 1921? Couple of you. 1921. It may look like just an innocent concrete pad on that property. That is an alien landing station. I just want you to know. They communicated with me last night. Stockwell Road's where this is at. Used to be something there and it's gone, but they left some other goodies. Remember that pontoon boat there? We don't own it, neither do you if you buy it. $1,800 Stockwell Road. Where's my bidders? 18 right there. Who wants to give me 9? Look at all these cards. Which one of you is the alien? 18, 19, 2000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 3000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I got 34 with you. Anybody want to give me $3,500? 34 going once. 34 going 35, 36, 37. Almost. $3,600 with you going once. 36 going twice. 3,600, 3, 2, 6. My backup bidder, what's that number right there? 404 is the backup bidder. Do I have a bidder here for 1922? There he is. 1922, 2 parcels, 2 tax bills, Lansing Street, wooded parcel up by Bud Lake. I got $1,600 right there. Anybody want to give me 17? $1,600 going once, twice. $1,600, 483. Anybody here for 1924? 1925. 1927 is circled in my book, and he's right there. 1927. Westwood Drive, occupied as last we knew. You occupying it? You have any idea who it is? It's in his backyard. Soon to be all grass. $4,500. I got it right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 46? Anybody 4,600? 45 right there going once. Now I can see cards. 46, 47, 48, 49, 5,000, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 56 in the back. 55 over here going once. 55 going twice. 56, 57, 58, 59, 6,000, 61, 62, $6,100 with you going once, twice, 6,100, 404. Backup bidder is 495. We already sold 1928. Anybody here today for 1929? Anybody want that one? What about 1930? I've got a bid online for it. We'll sell it later. If nobody wants it, open up now. 1930. Next page. I have 1931. I've got an online bid for 31. Anybody in the room interested in 1931? Well, what about 1932? Couple of you. Let's sell that one. 1932. Wooded corner parcel in Tamarack Trails. I've got a $900 bid online, and they'll give me more than that. Gonna give me 1,000? How about 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1,800 there. 19 online. 2,000 in the room. Anybody want to give me 21? I got $2,000 with you. 2,000 going once, twice. $2,000, number 471. My backup bidder is online. What about 1933? Anybody here for 1933? 1934, says somebody in the room indicated interest in it. Right there he is. 1934. I've got a $700 bid online. There's a 2-track road that gets to this one, but if you were out in the boonies this spring, I got my butt stuck a couple times in the Upper Peninsula. I was thinking I should have brought a rosary with me. The roads, some of the roads this year were bad. 1934 was on one of those. They couldn't get to it, but we know it's out there. 1934, $700. I've got it right there. Anybody want it? I've got 700 actually online. 750 to you, 800 online.
Yep.
Now 850 to you, 850 in the room. Anybody want to give me $900 for that one? 850 in the room going once, twice. 850, number 301. Backup bidder is online.
We go back to one.
We're going to get through the book first and then we go back. If I start jumping around, the people online can't keep up and they get really miffed. Anybody here for 1935? 1936? 1938? Over here, let's open that up. 2 parcels here. We call these dog houses. You know why? Because they're really rough. They laughed yesterday at that one. $4,200 I need for this one. Fairview Street out near Lake. 2 parcels, 2 tax bills, $4,200. 4,200? Right there, I got it. Anybody want to give me 43? $4,200 going once, twice. Great bonfire there, just waiting for you. The house, not the bonfire. 310 at the minimum bid. Clare County thanks you for buying that piece of property, by the way. $1939. I've got an online bid for it. Anybody in the room want me to open that one up? If not, we'll skip it for now and sell it later. Over there, 1939, mobile home here. Isn't that a beat? Yeah. I got a $2,600 bid online. You want to give me 27? 27 there. 28 online.
Yep.
2,900. 3,000 online.
Yep.
31. He said he's done. 31 back there. Now 32. You should. You got 32? My paperwork says you do. Maybe I'm wrong. I got $3,100 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 32? 31 going once, twice. Sold it $3,000 or $3,100, 141. Backup bidder is online. Anybody want to buy? Okay, now we're in the White Birch Lakes of Clare. Kind of like the Sugar Springs thing. We're going to be going through pages here where everybody just kind of goes. First page there, 1940, 1941. Anybody in the room want either one of those opened up? We'll be skipping. Which one? Let's open them up. 1940, we're in the White Birch Lakes, Clare. $375 annual association fee. $850 I need for that one. Got it right there? I got it in the room. $850 opened up. Anybody want to give me 9? $850 going once, twice. Sold it, number 439. Number 1941. You want that one opened up too? 1941. It's real close to the one we just sold. $900. I got it right there. Anybody want to give me $950? $900 in the room going once, twice. Same bidder. $900. $439. Next page, I have a couple in the middle of the page that are circled in my book. I'm going to go through the other ones. 1942. Anybody in the room interested in 1942? 1943. 1944. My book tells me I have a bidder in the room for 1945. Right there he is. Let's open that up. 1945. I need $750 for it. I've got it right there. Anybody want to give me $800? $750 going once, twice. Sold it to bidder number 281 at the minimum bid. Number 1946. There they are. Let's open that up, sell it to them. 1946, I need $850. I've got it there. Anybody at 9? $850 going once, twice. Sold it to number 210. What about 1947? Anybody here for that one? 1948. On the next page, I do have the last 4 circled with online bids, and I think there's an in-room bidder or 2 for some of those as well. Top of the page, anybody here for 1949? What about 1950? 1951. Seems to be some interest in 1952 online and in the room, so I'm going to open it up. 1952 is $900. I've already got it bid online. I got 2 bidders online. They bid it up a little bit. Let's see where it goes. Who in the room wants to give me $950? Cards all over the place. Let's play that card game again. $1,000, $1,100, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $2,000, $2,100, $22, $23, $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $3,000, $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, $4,000, $41, $42, $43, $44, $45, $46, $47, $48, $49, $5,000, $51, $52, $53, $54, $55. You want to give me $6,000? What about $6,500? How about $7,000? $7,500? $8,000. $8,500? $81. I've got $8,000 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 81? 8,000 going once. 8,000 going twice. 81, 82, 83. I've got $8,200 here. Anybody in the room at 83? 82 going once. Twice. 8,200, 443. My backup bidder, what's that number over there? 468. That's the one that had the gold on it. What about 1953? I've got it sold online if nobody in the room wants it. Same thing with 1454. Anybody in the room for 1454? I do have an online bid. I got somebody back there that wants it too. 1954. I've got 950 bid online. You're gonna give me $1,000? $1,000 back there. Now I need $1,100 for it. 1,000 in the room back there going once. 1,000 going twice. You bought it. $1,000. What's the bidder number? $1,000 number 1142. I have to ask you because you got one of those famous blue bid cards. You got your late. You don't have any other delinquent taxes in these counties, right? Thank you very much, as Elvis would say. Thank you very much. $19.55 I have an online bid for, and I think I got somebody in the room here for it too. I do. $900 I have bid online already. I'll take your bid for $950. Now 11. Or excuse me, $1,000. Now I need 11. 12.
Yep.
13. 14.
Yep.
15. 16.
Yep.
17. 1,800.
Yep.
19 and now $2,000.
Yep.
2,100 now 22.
Yep.
2,300. I got 22 online from the neighbor on the other side. 2,200. I don't know who it is, but that's my guess. I got $2,200 online. Anybody want to give me 22? $2,100 online. Going once, twice. Sold it online, $2,100. What's your number as the backup bidder?
22 online.
Number 347, 2,200. 347, my winning bidder. On the next page, the only one I know that I've got a bid for in the room is 1965, but we'll go down the list. I have a bunch of these sold online, but we'll go down the list. If you want me to open them up, I will. Otherwise, we'll deal with it another way. 1956, right there, a couple of you. Let's open it up. 1956,
Woohoo, firewood.
firewood. I suspect you may have trouble getting that lit. Just a hunch. $750. Where's my bidders for it? I got $750. $800, $850, now $9. $950, $1,000. $1,100, now $12. $13, $14, $15. $1,400 is where I'm at, right there with you. Anybody in the room at $1,500? $15, $16, $17. $1,700, now $18, $1,900. I got 1,800 with you. 18 going once. 18 going twice. $1,800, 112. Backup bidder number is, backup bidder's 213. Oh, money bags in the back of the room left. I guess all the good stuff must be gone. Had to go to the bathroom? What about 1957? Anybody here for 1957? 1958. I got 3 bids online for that one, and a couple of you in the room. Is that what you've been waiting for, this one? Yeah. Okay. 1958. Little house in Lake. That kind of sort of looks occupied, but I don't know. Doesn't say that it is. I got 30, it is. I got $3,600 bid online. Gonna give you 37, 37, 38, 38, 39, now $4,000. I got 39 here. Anybody, I got 4,000 online.
Yep.
4,100. Anybody wanna give me 42? 41 right down here in the front row going once, twice. 42, 43.
Yep.
44, 45,
Yep.
46, 47, 48, 49,
Yep.
5,000, 51, 52, 53, 56,000, 61, 62, 7,000, 71. Anybody want to give me I think he wants it. Just a hunch. $7,000 going once. 71, 72, 75, 76. 77, 8,081. He will quit sooner or later. We might get him to 50 grand. I'll split it with you. 8,000.
85.
No, you know you can
No,
raise.
shit, not against myself.
You can raise your own children, but not your own price.
Where are we at, 8?
8,000. I won't let you. I got 8,000. Going once. 82.
85.
85. He's bidding before I can even point at him. 86, 85 over here. 85 going once, twice. 8,500, 484.
I'll take it.
Yes, you will. My backup bidder, like you had a chance at that position, 455. I like aggressive bidders. What about 1959? Anybody here for 1959? We're in playland now. What about 1960? I have 3 online bids for 1961. Do I have somebody here in the room that wants to open that up as well? Otherwise, right there they are. Did you bring a big bag of money today?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out how to not bid against myself.
Did you bid online?
Yeah, I'm him.
I've got $1,900 bid online. Anybody in there want to give me 2,000? Don't bid against yourself. We had a guy do that one time in Jackson County. He put a bid in online and he came down to the room and bid against himself and went all the way to $60,000. He was an attorney. I got $1,900 with you, 2,000 back there. 21.
Yep.
22. I got $2,100 online. It's you, right?
Yeah, I don't have to do anything.
That's kind of schizo, you know, being here and being online at the same time.
I know, I didn't know if I'd make it here.
22, 23,
Yep.
24. I got $2,300 somewhere between here and there. $2,300 online. Going once, twice, 24, 25,
Yep.
26, 25 online. Going once, twice, $2,500 online. My backup bidder in the back of the room is number 416.
Can I pay for that outright?
You have to pay for it online. We don't have any way to do that. Thanks for coming. You sure you don't want to buy some more? I know you got more money. I can smell it. What about 1962? I've got it sold online. Anybody in the room want me to open it up? Right there he is. 1962. Ranger Drive. Small cottage, needs some work. I got a $2,000 bid online. You want to give me 21? $2,500 I got bid in the room. Anybody want to give me 26? $2,500 in the room going once. Twice. Sold it, number 495, $2,500. Backup there is online. Well, what about 1963? I've got that one. Yeah, look at that. Cards all over the place. Let's play that card game again. We're in Hill Haven. I've got a $1,700 bid online. If you'll give me $2,000 for that, show me your card and just leave it up in the air. 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. They all went down at the same time. 35, 36, $3,500 there. I got 36 online.
Yep.
37. Anybody in the room at 3,700? 3,600 bid online. 36 going once. 36 going twice. Sold it online, $3,600. My backup bidder right there, what's the number? 382. Anybody here for 1964? 1965 is circled in my book, and he's waiting for it right there. 1965, vacant parcel near the lake. I need $900 for it. I've got it in the room. Anybody want to give me $950? $900 going once, twice. You bought it. What's the bidder number? $900, $375. Anybody in the room want to bid on 1966? I've got a bid online for it. We'll sell it to them later if nobody wants it here. Anybody in the room, 1966? Then let's go buy it. And that's everything we got?
We had some 18s,
Bid online?
that we had printouts for, I'm not sure, in 1825.
I don't even have 18s. What subdivision or whatever does it say that they're in? If they're 18s, it's probably a different county, probably a different sale.